Okay, let's do another quick little video here. Beeper's working. Looks like we're all good here. Let's do high rates. Okay, let's try a flip. Well, now, that wasn't terrible. Wasn't fun, but it wasn't terrible. You want to take a look at the damage? Let's see what we got here. See how this Armattan Morphite holds up. Camera has been pulled off. Standard mounting there, just kind of Velcro. All the arms still look good. We've got one broken prop. The board is obviously still functioning. Yeah, I think it actually took the crash pretty well. Battery scooted a little bit, but nothing too serious. My antenna still looks pretty and happy. Yeah, let's throw a new antenna on this son of a bitch and go again. Propeller, perhaps. Just a quick little informational bit for all you newbie flyers such as myself. We just had a little wreck. Everything looks fantastic, but we need a new propeller. So always have yourself a good crash kit. All the tools you need, plenty of extra propellers. Zip ties are your friend. And make sure you've got a tool for every single bolt, nut, screw, connector, or whatever it is that you've got going on your quadcopter. Try to have something that can actually manipulate it. It'll help you immensely. That being said, what do I carry? Probably 10 of each prop style. That means probably 5 to 7 clockwise, 5 to 7 counterclockwise in green, 5 to 7 clockwise, 5 to 7 counterclockwise in black. Extra transmitter batteries, because I'm a goober and still on AA instead of the rechargeable LiPo packs like I should be. One of these guys is fantastic. It's the standard T-style Torx bits, but it carries all kinds of extras in the handle, so I can carry all of my bits that I need for any kind of hex screws or stuff like that. Torx bits usually work okay on. Of course, stuff for the actual standoff mounts and stuff for the actual motor mounts. This tiny Phillips head screw is actually fantastic if I need to tighten or adjust the angle of my camera, my board camera here. It's got a tiny Phillips head on there. But that being said, carry yourself a good crash kit. You know, everything that you need here. This is my Lego prop balancer, and I'll probably do a quick video on that a little bit later and show you all how that works. But beyond that, I carry all kinds of extra batteries. The sock, believe it or not, this thing here, is actually what I use to cover my Fat Shark goggles here. Anytime I walk away from them, you know, you just sock them up and make sure the sun doesn't get into the lenses and fry the screens. I carry a little black pearl in case somebody walks up and is like, hey, what are you doing? Are you recording? What's going on? Yada yada. This is a great diffuser, I guess you could say, of bad situations. If somebody comes up and is acting kind of goofy, you can go ahead and land your craft, throw a couple of antennas on the top of this. I keep a, it obviously has the onboard battery, but 1,000 milliamp hour, it really doesn't last that long. So what I carry is a little pigtail for the DC power in and connects just to a standard XT60. That way I can snag any of my extra batteries, or even batteries that are close to dead, and you can just hook it up and just fly and hand it to them. So here you go, you want to watch me fly? Here. And gives them something to kind of diffuse the situation, kind of brings them on board with the hobby instead of it being a sneaky, quiet, what are you looking at type thing. It's a more immersive experience for the person, so it gives them a chance to actually look at it in hopefully a different light. Because, anybody who gets to see up in the sky and fly like Superman is going to have a good time. So if you've got an extra video monitor, carry it with you, man. Goggles are a, single user experience. It's not like you can fly FPV without, a monitor or goggles. And if you're having to rip your goggles off to, show somebody else what's going on, then you're missing out on a huge part of the actual hobby. I mean, there's only so much you can do line of sight, playing around, having fun. But if you can get somebody watching a screen as you're, diving through trees and, pretending to be Sharpoo before you crash and tear everything up, you're going to have a better interaction with that person. So carry a crash kit, plenty of extra batteries. If you've got the money for a monitor, man, snag one. Oh my God, it has diffused so many situations for me. Beyond that, this is actually my second 180 build, and as you saw in the earlier video, I've got my beeper wired back here to my auxiliary switch. I think it's typically your gear switch, switch A. But, oh man, I wouldn't have found that damn thing if I hadn't had that beeper hooked up. So, yeah, have a beeper. They're fantastic. We are back up and running after our little crash, so put those props in the air again. Okay, so next lesson, children, is go ahead and put a little bit of Velcro on your battery. Yep. Let's survey damage again. Also, thank God for beepers. Jesus. Okay. What have we got? So first and foremost, it looks like my camera was tilted up. I broke both my back propellers, and I've lost my video transmitter somewhere. You can see my busted zip tie there. So we need to find a little bitty video transmitter somewhere in the area of here. So I will be back with you once I have figured that out. But it looks to me as if nothing structural was damaged. None of the motors look terrible. ESCs are still pretty warm, so are the motors, but they're not terribly warm. About what you would expect at this operating temperature. Anywho, let's find us a video transmitter, or go and order one for another $40. It's an expensive hobby. You know, it can be about $40 a flip. You know, you get a couple of free ones every now and again, but it's everybody pays. Everybody pays. Okay, quick little update on crash number 2. The video transmitter has been found. However, the antenna has not. Can you see why? Anyway, I've apparently ripped the SMA connector off. The antenna itself is nigh impossible to find. It's pretty much going to blend in with all of the ground I've got around here. I've looked in about a 20-foot radius pretty hard, but for a $5 antenna, I'm probably just going to let it go. It looks like, even though it ripped off, I might be able to desolder that center joint and pull this little piece of metal out, and there may actually be enough left on both of these tabs for me to solder 2 grounds and then a signal wire for another antenna. So I think I've got another junky antenna with a busted SMA connector at home, which looks like it's about to be stripped and direct soldered. So if the VTX is actually still working, we may be back in business, but we're done for the day. So what's the lesson? Oh, well, 2 things learned. A, go ahead and get some Velcro for your damn battery, because if not, while you're doing flips, it will fly out and unbalance the copter, which will immediately result in crash. And 2, a zip tie on top of a piece of carbon is probably not the safest place. Probably needed to put it under the carbon in the actual cage here instead of on top. That way I may have only lost my antenna, but anywho, 2 more props, VTX and antenna, so grand total here, not too bad. It looks like probably $10, $15 worth of damage. Not bad for a Maiden, doing flips and having fun. I'm sure y'all hear my phone, so we'll talk to you later. Bye.